hope you guys are fine. It's a bit of a crazy time in the world, as it has been now for some time. So I hope you can move into your art maybe and rest and relax and recharge in something that is, or the result is not important, but the time we spend doing something where we can relax is extremely important. So my plan for this session is to do a very simple, very quick phase in one of my art journals, just to get going and not really get stuck in this phase of starting it. So if you like to paint faces, and it's a fun way to just get started, I think that's a really good exercise. So I'll move you over. And then what I was thinking about doing today was to work with a face. I will do it very quickly here to show you that it doesn't have to be complicated, or it doesn't have to become anything. And to paint faces, if that's something you are interested in, practice, because that's the only way that we can find our own way of doing it. And we don't have to become better at it, but if you enjoy it, I really encourage you to do more of it. So today I was thinking that we would just pick a picture out of a magazine, or you can use Pinterest, or anything, actually, any portrait or any face that you feel drawn to in any way. Let's see, I will take something that is not that straightforward, just to make it a bit, because it's not making a face that is the important part. Maybe this is not really a face at all, when you just, or it is a face, but this is not really a usual direction to paint a face. So I will use this, and it's not to paint a face, really. It is to just practice and add light and dark and see what comes up. It doesn't have to become a face. That's not what we are after. And I will use one of my art journals. I have created many of the pages in here I've created in live sessions, and I will just use one of the pages that has not much on it, just some fabric and some collage and some paint. And it doesn't matter what you paint on, actually. It could be a white paper, but I suggest that you have some kind of marks on it to start with, but it could be just some paint or something. And what I will do here now, I will use my non-dominant hand, and I will just try to create some of the lines in this very strange angle of this face, and it doesn't have to become a face. That's not the important part. I'm just kind of nose, and you can take something straightforward if you want. You don't have to make it this complicated. This is just a practice of applying light and dark, and try to get some dimension into the face. Doesn't have to be perfect in any way. And if you want, you can put a grid over her if you want to have it more exact. One eye is here, and one eye is probably somewhere here. But as I say, it's not the perfect thing. That's not what we are doing at all. I'm just adding some marks. I have a, and you see, it's not really proper marks. It's just very, okay. And maybe a bit of math down here. So you don't have to pick a as hard angle. I just wanted to show you this because this angle will probably be quite funny for me, and I just want to show you that it's not the perfection that we are after. We're just playing with light and dark. We're just playing with painting faces from as a practice. And I've done many faces, so I wanted something hard for me as well. Okay, now we just have some lines, and if you want to try get the lines more and if you feel very uncomfortable with just putting them on like I did here, another way you can do it is pull or print the picture that you want to try, and put either charcoal or some oil pastel on the back, and then trace it in. So now I have a simple trace of the face, and what I will do, I will add two things to this face. I will add some of the darkest dark. I will add some of the lightest light, just to get some dimension into this. And then after that, I think I will just leave it and not worry if it looks wonky or strange, but just kind of practice how to draw and practice light and dark. So what I will do, I will just very simple use white for my light, and black and Van Dyke brown for my dark. I don't want black, but I want it really dark, so I will use Van Dyke brown, my favorite brown, because it's not so warm. I like cool browns, and some black. Oops, here we go. Okay, so let me actually start with the white and the lightest light. So let's see if we can get this to show in a good way. Just a moment. I'll just do it like this so you can see, so that you can see this face properly. So when we look at this face, let's add the lightest light into the face that we just drew. So the lightest light, the absolutely lightest, is in the eye white here. So let's add some white here, and a bit of white in this eye white as well. But then after that white, we will use the white to add to the really light areas, and that is on her cheek, a little bit above the eye and the eyebrow, on the side of the nose here, on the side of the upper lip, down here it's quite light. There are some reflections and light in her ear. And there is actually some light on this side here. Not sure, it looks a bit strange there. But I'll add some light here, and maybe also the edge of the back of the nose here. As you can see, that's light. So I will start with that. And I will, when I add the light to her face, I'll start with that. I will actually use a palette knife, and when I apply white, I don't want it to cover totally, so therefore I take very little paint on my palette knife, and I just apply it. Let's have this here as well so you can see it, and it doesn't have to be a lot. So I just kind of add several times some light to her cheek here, some white to the top of her, just above the eyebrow like this. And because there is a crease there, I have a hard time to get it exactly in the right place, which I really love. That became a bit white, doesn't matter. It's not perfection we are after at all. The part of her upper lip here, in the corner of her eye, and the back of her nose, like this. And the Stabilo oil pencil that I use, that I love using, is water soluble and it moves a bit, which makes some of the whites kind of gray, but that doesn't matter either. I like that. Okay, and then there was some white over here in her ear, a couple of places. Good. Get some the tip of her nose as well. So no perfection, just get some light in some places. Good. And I will actually use a brush to get the white into her eye, because that's kind of a very kind of defined white. So, but I won't add it so it's covering totally. I will just add a little bit of white here. And it was actually a lot of white here already because of the background. And then some in this part as well. I will go over this again with white. So add some white. You get some kind of three-dimensional feel almost already now. So what I will do now, I will go over and do the dark parts. And I will use the same brush here. Get the white out of it, and then I will apply the dark and the shadows with a brush, actually, just to get a bit more precision in the darkest dark. And the shadows are usually much more evenly distributed than highlights or reflections. So I'll just get the darkest dark in here, which is the top of her eye and the pupil. Like that. At all get a perfect kind of eyes in this kind of direction. It's usually really hard to get to look good. So don't worry if it looks funny. It usually does. Okay, so the dark is dark. Let's do a bit around her mouth. And put too much in there. Just a little bit to mark it. Okay. And then we have some dark down here under her chin. And it's not super dark, so I'll just add a little bit. And a bit of dark over here. Up here it's quite dark. Add a little bit more dark there. Less dark here. And we can see that it's a bit darker here as well. So I'll put some dark in here. So look at where the difference between light and dark is big. So here it's lighter, here it's darker. Here it's lighter, here it's darker. So here it's darker. It was already darker there for me. Here it's lighter, and there it's darker. It's darker on this side. It's darker here. It's darker under the nose. It's already there. The lips are a bit darker than the part beside it. Okay. Here you have a face. It's not perfect. The background kind of is strange in some parts and makes it a bit hard to see and to get the light and dark to look really right, but it doesn't matter. There's something here. I have been playing with light and dark. I have been adding some three-dimensional to her. It's not a perfect face. I haven't even checked kind of the proportions, but it's fun to play and to just dare to play, and it doesn't have to be this complicated shape. I just wanted to show you so that you can see that this is not a perfect face at all. Doesn't matter. It's the practice and the doing and trying, and what I can do when I'm finished. If I don't like it, I close this page and I don't have to look at it again. But the session, the fun of doing is what's important. Let's see. I want to do one more thing just to show you how a couple of lines can change. The thing is, it's practicing and daring to create something ugly is so much worth it, because that's where you start to learn, and that's how you feel what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy, and to really dare to try things. I think it is so important, and with trying you have to give yourself some slack when it comes to what it looks like, and because it's like learning a language. It's like learning to play an instrument. In the beginning it sounds quite bad or not very good, or but you practice and you practice and you practice and you get better and you get better. And for our art, the result might not even be important. It is the time we spend doing it that gives us energy and that makes us relax and recharge. And the actual result is not that important. So if this is ugly and wonky and not good, it doesn't matter. You just close it up. I had a lovely session doing this. I'm learning new things. I'm playing with paint, I might get some inspiration to do something completely different in this, or I might get inspired to actually make her onto something else. So dare to just enjoy and have fun, and it doesn't have to become anything, and it doesn't have to be good, or maybe you pick something that is extremely hard and it just looks super strange. That's fine too. Good. I will move you back over and see. So I really want to inspire you in a way that makes you pick up your paints and actually do more art. Cool. Yes, I think I am done. I will actually end here, and I will jump into my own creative session now. And I got really inspired by this little face that I did today. This funny angle, and when you look at her like this, you can see her. She has a strange nose, she has a strange mouth. Doesn't matter. She's quite cool. She is really what she wants to be. Good. So I hope you enjoy this.